And welcome back, everyone, to Talking Legion, Chapter 4. My name is Ryan. With me is Alan. We are the Columbus Comics Corner. This is kind of one of our special shows that we do outside of our main comic book podcast, which you can find on Sundays at columbuscomicscorner.podbean.com. If you want to follow us on Twitter, you can do so at Comics Corner Pod. Or if you want to email us, you can do so at columbuscomicscorner@gmail.com. But before we get into Legion, how you doing, Alan?
I'm doing good.
Good. So yeah, just a quick summary for everyone who has seen it or has not, but we also are going to be spoiling it if you have not seen it, just to forewarn you. So yeah, while David is trapped inside his mind, Dr. Melanie Bird sends Sid, Carrie, and Ptonomy to gather more info on what happened to David before going to Clockwork's psych ward. And back inside David's mind, he comes across Oliver Bird, which is, we now can find out that it's Dr. Melanie's husband, and they have somewhat of a therapy session in his little ice cubicle. And back in the real world, Sid, Carrie, and Ptonomy fall into the eyes trap and is captured. And Lenny lends David to believe that the Eye is about to murder Sid, sending David to teleport himself to their location. But he doesn't know that Sid and the Eye have switched bodies, but it's too late, and in the end, Carrie takes a bullet attempting to capture the Eye. So yes, what were your thoughts on this one?
This was right back into the crazy bin yet again. Like
non-linear storytelling.
Non-linear. We got a lot of information in this episode.
Yes, we did.
We got a few more questions raised in this episode. We it just gave you a lot of what it should have gave you.
Yeah, because we finally learned more about the Carries and their origin.
A big question we had, where it turns out that the female Carrie actually lives inside of him.
Yes,
and which was interesting.
Yeah, it was finally good to like you said, it's finally good to find out, because we have been wondering about that, and it's cool that they are giving us, like you said, they are giving us some answers, but also opening new ones. But the Carrie thing is really cool, and sad at the same time, because we don't know now that the female Carrie has been shot, because the male Carrie and Dr. Melanie Bird had a conversation prior in the elevator. She was like, what happens to her if you die? But we didn't get the answer to that. So now we don't know what actually happens if Carrie dies first. The female Carrie dies first, because we saw that he took the blow like he felt it. We don't know if he's actually dead. And that whole fight sequence at the end with Carrie, with the two Carries.
Awesome. Yeah, she is awesome.
Yeah, she is. She's very feisty.
Yeah. It was funny. They walked through the woods, and she thought this would be a good place to have a fight.
Yeah.
You get like ninjas and stuff,
and like you would think that's kind of like out there, but we've kind of been seeing that through the past couple episodes, because she's been training the whole time, doing all the martial art training. So she's been like eager to finally kick some ass, and she did, but unfortunately she ended up getting her ass kicked as well in the end. So that was. And really cool.
I like the way they explained it, where she was like, he makes me laugh, and I protect him.
Yes. Yeah, he's the stay-at-home kind of guy, and she's the person that gets out, likes to get out there and do stuff. So yeah, which makes total sense. But yes, and then we finally see Oliver Bird, Melanie's husband.
Yes.
Which is cool to see, played by Jermaine Clement. Did you ever see? Are you familiar with Flight of the Conchords?
Familiar with it, never saw it.
Okay. Yeah, he's one of the stars in that, and it's comedy. So it was really cool to see him, and I'm glad he brought that comedic sense to this episode when him and David are kind of having that therapy session. And I say a therapy session because it was a kind of a juxtapose to Dr. Poole and David's session. So I really like that.
And it's pretty obvious that something happened in the 60s or 70s, because her husband's also stuck in the astral plane. He has his leisure suit on, and like you said, he's in his little ice cubicle, which is hilarious.
Yes. And it makes
but that whole.
Go ahead. I was just gonna say, it makes you wonder if he was placed on a sedative too, and maybe he got stuck there forever. Because maybe that's why Melanie's so down about the whole issue, and because we saw her and Carrie go down there to, because she saw like a imaginary figure of him. So yeah, that's when her and Carrie went down to the room where he was being held to try and wake him up. So it makes me wonder if he was placed under a sedative too, but just never was able to come back from that.
But see, that would raise even more questions because remember he's in the diver suit. So was the diver suit maybe a containment, like an early version of a containment tank or something that they used to maybe experiment on the sedative? Like maybe you're right. Maybe it was a sedative that they used, but maybe it was an early version, so it was too strong.
Right.
But it just makes you wonder where the diving suit comes in.
Yeah, there's just so many questions, and like you said at the beginning, like we're kind of thrown back into this this really non-linear storytelling. We're not being spoon-fed, which I like. I want to continue to challenge myself to ask these questions and try to figure this out and put all the pieces together, which I really like. That's probably why I like this show so much out of a lot of the superhero shows, because it makes you think instead of telling the same cookie cutter superhero shows that we get nowadays on network television, at least.
Yeah, I definitely can agree with that. I enjoy that this is a change from the norm, and that it does make you think about what's going on and what possibilities there are.
Mm-hmm. Well, one of my favorite moments from this episode was when Ptonomy and Sid go to talk to David's girlfriend, and after
ex-girlfriend.
Our ex-girlfriend. They made that very clear a lot during this episode.
Sid made it very clear.
Yes, they did. It was after Ptonomy got into her brain and was able to figure out what he needed to see. He was like, all right, we're done. We don't need anything else. And Sid starts talking to his ex-girlfriend. That look that Ptonomy gives her, he's like, what are you doing?
What are you doing? we just talked about it before we walked in here. We just talked about it. You're doing it anyway.
But luckily, they did. Unfortunately, that's when they fell into their trap. But let's get to the eye.
Yes.
Shifter.
Yes. Is it? Well, that begs the question: is he actually a shapeshifter, or is he like Mastermind from the X-Men, where he's just able to do illusions? He's able
to
project illusions.
Yeah. See, we still don't know the full. We got a taste of what he can do.
Yes.
And that was a shock. I honestly did not see that coming.
I didn't either. I thought that what was his name, Dr. Poole?
Yeah.
I thought that because it's obvious that Division 3 had already gotten to people who had known David through his life, just in case he popped back up.
Yep.
And given the history we were told about what happened between David and Dr. Poole earlier in the episode, I figured that he was working with Division 3 and he was just going to try to go with them and find out, exactly where David was. Yeah, I was not expecting the eye. I think when they showed that shot of him in the chair, I'm pretty sure I had the same reaction that they had. Because given what we were told, like, I'm just thinking that some people are being watched by Division 3 and other people are in cahoots with Division 3. And I was sure that Dr. Poole was in cahoots with Division 3.
Yeah, I kind of figured he was a bystander in all this and kind of just got caught up in it. But I thought they set it up perfectly by showing David's ex-girlfriend first. I wish I could remember her name. They kind of showed her first, showing that they are watching her, but they may have captured someone else, like Amy. We got to see poor Amy. She's going she's going through it right now.
She was going nuts.
Yeah, got trapped in that little room.
Yeah, she's almost officially lost it.
They're probably trying to break her for some reason or another. They want to break her down to use her for some reason or another.
What if they're assuming that because David has powers, she has powers?
I thought about that as well. Maybe she hasn't been able to, I guess, ignite him yet. start him up. But maybe at some point, maybe they'll kickstart it for her. I wouldn't see it going that route, but we never know at this point right now.
I would. I know we don't know right now, but the fact that you just said that about them breaking her down from some reason made me think about that because mutants' powers are normally activated at a time of great stress.
True.
I mean, obviously, it normally happens, in adolescence and everything, but their powers manifest normally when they're under some kind of stress.
Yeah, only time will tell. But yeah, poor Amy. She's going through it right now, and they still have the doctor too, from the Clockwork Psych Ward. So I wonder why they kept him around.
Probably because he has the most interaction with David.
Probably, yeah. Well, yeah, I would figure Dr. Poole, probably the doctor next to Dr. Poole, though. Excuse me.
And so they've sent the Eye out to find everybody and track everybody down.
Yeah, the Eye's a badass, and then he gets like I said in the summary, when him and Sid switch bodies, she got her moment. I was like, good for you, Sid.
But he rolled his sleeves up like, yeah, let's do this. We're about to do this. It's about to happen.
Then he just puts Autonomy to sleep first.
She was like, big mistake.
That was cool. And the visuals I thought were, I think the visuals are getting, or like the effects are getting a lot better as they progress throughout this. Slowly but surely.
Yeah, I'm not sure how they laid this out when they did, when they scripted it and everything. If maybe they plan to slowly through the season build up to the effects until the last few episodes are just going to be something crazy.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, you're right. Like the visuals and everything are getting more and more interesting as this show goes on.
Yeah, and the last 10 minutes of this episode were very tense because you had when they got trapped and that whole battle scene, and then with the two Carries involved, and then you see what's his name again, Oliver Bird. He's kind of like rocking out in his cubicle doing his thing.
Hilarious. Like I kind of hope they revive him because I would love for him to be an ongoing character.
Yeah, I didn't look at IMDb because I don't want to see how many episodes are in each character are in. But I hope he does. I think he's gonna play a part in all this as well in the end.
I think it'd be awesome for them to bring him back, and he's the man. He's the Captain America type character. He's the man out of time, where he's still stuck. Cause you see, the first thing he asked him was like, "So, is free love still a thing?"
Yeah.
And you look at him like, "What?"
I love when David was leaving. When he was leaving the ice cubicle, Oliver was like, "Make sure you come back Wednesday for karaoke."
Yeah, he's like, "Wednesday's karaoke night."
Yeah. Oh, good stuff. Yeah, I love the comedic aspects plus the seriousness of it. It's played so well, I think.
Yeah, we also had another question that was raised shortly after that scene about whether or not his friend was a male or female.
Yes, Benny. Yes, that one I'm really confused about. That one had me. I tried to wrap my head around that one. I was like, nope, I'm not even going to touch that one until at least 2 episodes from now.
Yeah, and then we also got to answer about the demon that's following him, his dark half.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
That was referred to as some kind of parasite.
Because he's able to block it out. He just has to learn how to block it out in some way or form.
So, do you think that maybe the conversation he had that caused him to teleport and find everybody, do you think that might have been the demon in disguise?
Yeah, I think so. The way they played it kind of made it seem that way.
Yeah. Because as long as he's trapped there, the demon's trapped there too.
And he was able to break free of that. Yeah, it's man, this show really makes you try to wrap your head around this, and they like I said earlier, they don't spoon feed it to you, so you have to wait or ponder this all night.
Yeah. Another question. They said that when he went into Dr. Poole's office, that's when he assaulted Dr. Poole in the past. And they made the connection that, well, maybe he was trying to get rid of the tapes because he said something he wasn't supposed to say, or he said too much.
Yeah, that looking for that one conversation.
Yeah, do you think that at one point he had a grasp, kind of, sort of, on what this demon was?
That could be the case. Like being sick and watching this at the same time, it's very difficult because I had to do my notes. I was like, I gotta do notes 'cause I'm sick, so I gotta try to remember this as much as possible. I watched it twice because I always watch this show twice. That's kind of why we record it, a couple days after, just because this is a show we can't get on right after and talk about it because you have to. There's so much to pick apart and just
Gotta let it soak in a little bit.
Yeah, exactly, soak in a little bit. And unlike our normal podcast, which is sometimes 2 to 4 hours, this is only like 20 minutes. So
yeah,
we can't talk about every little thing. But yes, and I was thinking we should be rating these episodes as we go along, but we can start now with chapter 4. And we can go back if we want at some point. But let's see. Was there anything else you had for this that you can think off the top of your head?
Just the detective skills that Sid had in this episode. Like, she was just hunting so hard,
Yeah, she
trying
was.
to put stuff together when other people were like, "Nah, there's nothing there," and she was just like searching for everything.
Yeah, it was like right off the top of the episode, like you got the sense that she was searching hard for everything. World's greatest detective.
I know, Batman better watch out.
Right? Did they ever cross over? And I'll say it again, like the acting continues to be outstanding. Noah Hawley is killing it. FX is killing it with allowing this to play out like this. I read in an interview a while back that I think not the showrunner, but the executive producer at FX, he's very, very cool about giving you the time and space that you need to tell your story. So if you have 8 episodes or 10 episodes, he'll sign off on whatever you want to make sure that you tell the story to the best of your ability in the way that you want. And we're seeing that in a lot of the FX shows nowadays too. So,
well, bravo when it comes to Legion on that note, because I'm glad that they're not. It doesn't seem like they're rushing it and letting it just unfold organically. And given the way that they're doing it, it's kind of weird. As far as, like we said, non-linear storytelling, like I'm glad that they're given the chance to actually not have to rush this and kind of let it unfold and let us slowly piece everything together.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we're halfway through it now. I believe there's only eight episodes in all of this.
Really?
I think so, yeah, if I'm correct.
Oh, wow.
Let me see if I can pull it up.
It's about to get crazy then.
Yeah, because especially this episode, it really moved along everything. As far as, I guess it's hard to say. It feels like it moved it along, but there's so much stuff going on. It's hard to grab everything.
No, I did find this episode progressed a lot of things, even though it did open up some more doors and everything, but it progressed a lot of stuff though.
Mm-hmm. Unlike Generation Zero, the comic book that we've been following.
Yeah, that's why I use that term. Open up a lot of doors.
Good stuff. Let's see. Yeah, 8 episodes. So we're halfway through it.
There, yeah.
Cool. Well, awesome. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in as we try to dissect this crazy episode, and we try to make sense of it all. I'm sure it may not make sense to you just yet either, or if it does, let us know, so we can get on the right page as well. But yeah, we're continuing to have fun doing this, and we'll definitely be back next week with a new episode. But until then, make sure you come back on Sunday nights to find our regular podcast. This one probably won't be 4 hours long, I don't think.
I doubt it.
This is a shorter week for us. And I'm half and half on the books this week, so we'll see how long this one takes. But cool, everyone. Again, thank you for listening, and we'll talk to you soon.
whispering